Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? In this video, we're gonna be talking about one of my go-to swing trading strategies, all right? I'm gonna teach y'all and I'm gonna give y'all the game on how to swing trade gaps, all right? Um, I love swing trading. I think that swing trading is one of the eighth wonders of the world, ninth wonders of the world, whatever you wanna call it, all right? Swing trading allows you to capitalize on these big moves that these stocks end up making. Okay. Now, with that being said, uh, when you are able to look at the actual charts and understand what's going on the charts, you're going to be able to see things clear as day. All right, clear as day. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the charts and I'm going to give y'all examples on this one strategy. I'll probably show you a couple just so that way you could understand that this ain't just a one-off. Okay, you could do this every single week. This setup is happening and showing up every single week. Now there's a multiple amount of swing trade like strategies, but this one is becoming a real big go-to for me because I started to learn how to find these setups very easy. Okay, very easy. So this strategy is swing trading gaps. Okay, swing trading gaps. Now, when it comes to swing trading gaps, if you don't know yet or understand, when stocks close higher than where they opened up at, that's a gap up. And if they close lower than where they opened up at, that is a gap. All right. So with that being said, you want to be able to look at these gaps and then understand the actual company, understand the market sentiment and what's going on, and then be able to go from there, okay? You don't want to just see a gap and just get into a swing trade because it might not hit, all right? Now, another thing is you want to get in the trade before it becomes obvious, okay? Get in the trade before it becomes obvious. So this is going to come from you trusting yourself, learning how to trust the charts and learning how to trust your judgment. All right, so before I show you anything on these charts right here, let me see. Anything on these charts right here, I want you to understand you got to be able to trust your judgment and you got to be patient and you got to give yourself the time because the market, so understand this. You get into a swing trade, the stock ain't just going to go straight to your profit target immediately. It don't work like that, right? It does not work like that. What happens is it's going to fake you out a little bit. It's going to give you a couple flat days. It's going to give you a couple red days. But all you're looking for is that 1 or 2 days, right? You may have to wait a week for it. You may have to wait a month. You may have to wait 2 days for it. It may go into it immediately. We don't always know, okay? But when you understand what's going on, you're going to be able to be a lot more efficient, all right? So we're going to go into the charts, and I'm going to show y'all a couple things, okay? Be sure to drop in the comments. Let me know what you really like about this strategy because this is really some real free game right here. This could make you 250,000, 100,000. This could make you a millionaire over time if you use this strategy over and over again. All right. So let us go to the charts, okay? And let's get it. All right. So this is Robinhood, but we're not gonna go on Robinhood. So let's start with where is it at? XYZ. Where's the stock at? Here we go, right here. Okay. So this is my gap swing trading strategy. Okay. So XYZ is actually a good company, right? They're a good company. They just been getting beat down a while, right? So let's look at this. So back here, okay, $58 to $46. So the stock gap down. So we're going to make a little rectangle so you can see the gap. Okay. So this stock gap down here. Boom. All right. And we're going to delete this one. All right. So this stock gap down here. Now look what happened. It gapped down and immediately it started filling this gap right here. All right. Sometimes the stock is going to immediately fill the gap. Sometimes it's going to take a little bit of time for the stock to fill the gap. Okay. But as you can see, you have, let me turn these Bollinger Bands off. Okay. So whenever you have EMAs inside of the gap, you're going to have to be a little bit cautious because it could reject off that EMA right there, come down, and then come back up to retest. Okay, but Block was able to just break through it immediately. It gapped up, and then boom, it went through the gap immediately first try. Some stocks is going to get through it on the first try. Some stocks it's going to take, 1 to 2 to maybe 3 tries to get through that gap right there, okay? But this was already at the bottom, okay? It was already at the bottom. So you could have got into a swing right here. Once you see it close inside of this gap right here, you could get into a swing and then you could ride it up, okay? And look how long it took. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So you could have got a swing about 3 weeks out, and then you could have made your money off this $10 move right here, right? From $46 to $57, okay? You could have cashed out in eight trading days off of this $10 move right here, okay? So that's trading that gap. Now, as we can see, XYZ is coming up on it, right? Now, but look what happened. XYZ came up here, right, almost at this 200 EMA and it rejected, okay? So now it's trying to come back up and break through it. So if we could get above this 200 EMA right here, this $67 level, I would actually swing this, anticipating it coming up to this gap and filling this gap and going all the way up to $81. All right. So I would mess with XYZ to the upside if we close above that $67, that $68 right there. Okay. Now let me show you another one because all these gaps is gonna look a little bit different, right? Let me see if I can find another gap. Oh, okay. Let's go with a gap we had hit them on a swing trade, MU. Now that their chart looks crazy, right? So let's check this out. So we had a gap right here, okay? We had a gap right here a while ago. So we got a downside gap right here. MU is gonna end up coming and filling this gap at some point in time. Also this gap right here, but let's talk about this gap right here because I remember we made some good money off of this one right here. All right, so boom, boom, we got up in here. All right, so we had a gap from $83, up to $86, okay? So that's a $3 gap. So as you can see, we had a daily level right here at $80, okay? So look what happened. So MU got beat down real bad, all the way down to $65, okay? Came up, 78, came down, came back up, boom, boom, right? So it started to come up. Now, once we close above this level right here, we had this 50 EMA to close above as well. So you could have done this two ways. You could have got like a month out expiration date, and you could have said, okay, once it closes above this level, it did this day right here, I'm going to get into a swing at $80. We got momentum, right? For 3 days straight, we had green days and it held. So it came up here, gap down, came up here, gap down, and came up here again, right? So that means that it's strong. So then now you see it's holding, all right? You could get in a swing right here, and then you could ride it up and anticipate your profit target being $86. All right, and then you could get out at that $86 right there. Okay. Another thing you could do is you could say, okay, I'm gonna wait until it breaks above the 50 EMA. But because this is above the 9 EMA and the 21 EMA, and then them EMAs crossed over right there, that's okay for you to get into that call. Okay. So you could get in, boom, ride it up to the upside, and then you could take profits there. Now look what happened. You could take profits here, but then it ended up gapping up from 85 all the way up to 92. Okay. So that's a big gap up right there. Okay. But nobody can predict a $6 gap up. All right. But this gap right here, you could have swung that. And then this $3 move on a stock like this is big. Very, very, very big. Okay. So you could have made, 70, 80, 90% on this trade right here from $80 to $86. That's 100+% trade right there. Okay. No matter how much you invest in, you could have made over 100% return on your money on a trade like this. Okay. Let's say What's another good one that I'm seeing? Let me look at. Oh, I know how another one. I had traded this one, Inphase, right? I know Inphase just got beat down, but let's check it out. So Inphase, right? We got a gap right here, right? So they had missed earnings, boom, $43 all the way. Oh no, right here. They went from $47 all the way to $40. I mean, yeah, $40. Okay, so $7 down. Now look what happened. They gapped down here. Okay, they gapped down here, and let's see how long it took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it took them 17 trading days. So you could get a call a month out on a stock like this, because this stock moves a little bit slower. You got to know how fast stocks move and what's their average moving price. Okay. So if you know a stock is only moving $1 to $2 a day and you got a $7 gap, you got to account for pullbacks and stuff like that, right? So as you can see inside the gap, you got the EMAs in the middle of the gap. So you got to think about it. Okay, we got EMAs in the middle of the gap. So this stock could potentially reject off of these EMAs while it's in the gap. It's still going to fill the gap, but it could reject off them. Okay, so if you get in right before you see it coming into the gap with no EMAs nearby, that's good, because it should be able to shoot back up in that gap. Okay, if it hits the gap and then it rejects, then you want to wait until it finds the bottom, and then you get in off of that pullback, and then you ride it back up. And on a second attempt to fill the gap, that's when you take entry after it bottoms out, and then it's trying to go into the gap for the second time. Okay, because the stock already rejected the first time, the second time it's more likely for it to be successful to break through that gap and go to the upside. Okay, now another thing with Inphase is you could say, okay, I'm gonna get in right here at $37. It comes up to $43. That's a nice return on a stock that's $40. It's trading at $40. You could take profits, and then when it pulls right back to $41, you could re-enter, because you see it's not leaving the gap, it's staying inside the gap, which means that it wants to go up. So on the pullback inside of the gap, you can get back in another swing, another month out, and then ride it back to the upside, right? So that way you don't have to worry about being in one trade, and then what happening is you can secure those profits and take those profits and reinvest into the same exact swing on the pullback and then ride it to the upside. Okay, so that's Inphase. There's so many gaps that happen all the time with these stocks. Let's look at UNH. Okay, look what happened with them. All right, so they had gap down one time here, came down some more, gap down again. Okay, and then they gap down again. So this gap right here got filled immediately. All right, so look, this gap right here got filled immediately. All right, so a gap down, boom, right? Came down to 246, boom, and then it got filled 2 days later, came all the way up to 307. That is a $50 move. That $50 move could change your life, okay? And now you can see that's chopping around right here. Once it breaks through this 21 EMA right here, I would get into a call, right? Once it gets above like 320, 321, I would get in a call and then ride it up to 340. Once it break through, it could reject right here at 361, okay? At 361. So you could ride it from here to the middle of the gap at the 50 EMA and then take profits, right? If it rejects off of there, it's gonna come back down, and then you can re-enter and then ride it back up, because it most likely it'll break through the 50 EMA that time, and then boom. Okay, so that's another way that you could play the gap. But I'm telling you, I see these gaps all the time. Okay, these gaps exist from years ago, months ago, or it just happened. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys one more example. Where it's at? I'm gonna just put it right here. Okay, so check this out. Let's look at Lululemon. All right, look what happened. So they had earnings back here in April, March, right? They missed earnings. This was right around the tariff talk, okay? So it came down here. Let's do this. All right, so they came down here. Boom, right? Right there. So you see that, right? So check this out. I'm going to type in right here. This was earnings, right? So they missed earnings. Now look what happened with Lululemon. They missed earnings, gap down, all right? And then they gap down again too right here. This was around the tariff time. Okay, so March. So yeah, they missed earnings and then the tariff stuff started to happen. So they came from 300, gap down, ended up being all the way down to 243. All right, so they gapped down from there. Now, they did fill that gap and then they rejected, right? There was no EMAs or anything inside this gap right here. And then they rejected, came right back down to this support level. They came down to the support level and they started to bounce off. And look what happened. They came up, gapped up right here. And then boom, they came up and filled this gap, right? Now, why did they gap down right here? Let me tell you. So this was in March, okay? This is when? June, March, April, May, June. This is earnings again, okay? So this is earnings again. So they gapped down for the second quarter back to back after earnings. So they just gapped down again, okay? Now they're coming a little bit lower than their previous support right here. So what does this mean? I'm thinking that if you get into a swing on Lululemon, let's just say 6 months out, you'll be able to ride it from 231 up to 330, potentially, right? To their next earnings, or at least halfway through, okay? It does have to come up here to this 9 EMA, get through there, get through the 21 EMA, but that's what the 6 months is for, okay? So you could swing this right here, 6 months, 7 months out, and ride it from 226 all the way up to 330, and you can make some bank. Okay, but you want to start understanding the patterns. This had earnings, it dropped, took 3 months to fill that gap, had earnings again, dropped. So based off of pattern recognition, what's going to happen? It's going to take maybe 3 months again to fill this gap. All right, because it's got to recover. And then we may have a good earning with Lululemon, and then they may go up. We don't know yet, right? But yeah, they may have another bad earnings because it's going to be in the third quarter, and that's going to be like the summertime, and a lot of direct to consumer companies and companies in like clothing and stuff, they don't do well in the third quarter during the summertime. So during the fourth quarter, when they're reporting third quarter earnings, it could be bad earnings, right? We don't know yet. So yeah, so that's another gap right there. So you can literally do this to the upside, and you could do it to the downside. Okay, so that's one of my favorite swing trading strategies right there, is filling the gaps. All right, filling the gaps. Yes, you need to understand the company. If they miss earnings, was it off revenue? Was it guidance? Like, what was going on? If they beat earnings on revenue and expectations, but it was some like small stuff, I would say that company is about to go crazy. All right, and if it's a gap and it's it dropped by 5%, 10%, you got a nice penny that you could make off of that gap fill if you know how to do this and you got enough time on your side with that stock. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope that inspired you to really get busy in the market with swing trading, okay? Like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry, all right? I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Peace.